Hey guys, Ash here from C4E Tech along with my co-host Milo, and welcome to another episode of Ash Answers.
Ash Answers is a show where we answer the questions.
And he doesn't let me get the SIM ejector tool. Just saying, continue.
Ash Answers is a show where we answer the questions that you ask on Twitter using the hashtag
Ash Answers. You know, it's obvious. I think 75 plus episodes in, I think they get it now. What do you say?
Agreed.
But still, without further ado, let's get to the questions.
What will be your next graphics card for your Threadripper build? And also build update.
Build update, we're getting the Threadripper 1950X and some Cooler Master stuff being shipped out to us by Monday, most probably. And then we're gonna have to finalize the board and the rest after that. So I am kind of considering, most probably going with the 1080 Ti here, or I might go Vega 64. I know the 1080 Ti is the better GPU, but then I might want to do all AMD.
Okay.
So let's see. Or I might even just go pull out my Titan X from my current rig and put it in and go to Sundar's house, steal his graphics card and put it in the current build.
It's not that good anymore.
I don't care. I'm not going to be using that anymore. So
I think I'm gonna get a 1060 now.
Cool. So he's going to get a 1080 Ti.
60.
That's what he says.
What do you think about the Tesla Roadster 2.0?
Didn't you just book it?
What?
I'm kind of impressed, but then I don't think I'm gonna ever get to experience it. So
Nobody in India probably.
some people might. I don't know. 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. That's one stat that's been like
crazy.
Yeah, not really a car guy, but then I like where technology is going right now, and can't help but wish I was born 50 years in the future so that I could experience evolved versions of all this.
I mean, the more important thing is that it can run for over 1,000 kilometers without having to plug it back in.
Cool.
Do you think that OnePlus 5T doesn't have 2x zoom telephoto lens is a deal breaker? And also tell about 5T camera performance.
It is. Well, the review should be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we've talked about it extensively. So since there's not a lot to talk about software and performance, but the review still is gonna be quite large. It's one of our longest reviews.
And longest camera part.
Exactly. So the chunkiest part of the review is the camera part. I don't think we're gonna do a dedicated camera review because this is pretty much camera review plus bits and pieces of everything else. So yes, from a zoom standpoint, okay, as always, I'm the guy who keeps giving spoilers and spoiling my own reviews. So continuing that tradition on Ash Answers, the 2x zoom is something you're gonna lose. It's just gonna digitally zoom in. I kind of feel it's a tad bit misleading from OnePlus because
Clear zoom.
yeah, not just that, it's about how they boast about having the widest aperture on a secondary camera. It doesn't really count unless you're using a telephoto camera, right? I mean, it's not like brands couldn't do f1.7 on the secondary camera. It's just that they're going telephoto, which is why they're going 2.4, 2.6, 2.8. So when you first look at the spec sheet, you go like, oh, wow, 1.7. Wow, just wow. But then, yeah, so anyway, zoomed in images do have over sharpening issues because of course it's over sharpened using software. It's nowhere near as good as with the OnePlus 5
telephoto camera.
Exactly, but that said, low light images do turn out.
You just spoiled
better.
everything.
I know, I just spoiled everything. But then I'm not going to tell you how the portrait mode is because I need to leave something unspoiled for the review. So in case you want to figure out how the portrait mode is, do check out our review that drops tomorrow. OnePlus 5T.
2017 was the year of edge-to-edge displays for flagships, dual cameras for mid-ranges, and bigger batteries for budget phones. What do you think would be the trend in 2018? Quad cameras, screen-embedded fingerprints, or anything else?
So quad cameras is already happening. Probably not in the way
Honestly,
you. This guy mentioned it. Akash mentioned it. 2 cameras to the front, 2 cameras to the back. I think we might see a bit more of that. Screen-embedded fingerprints is something brands have been trying. They've been wanting to bring it. Vivo did.
Vivo teased it.
Yeah, they did. But again, that wasn't really fast and they did have issues. So that's why we don't see mainstream production of that. I don't know if it would come out in 2019, because even with the S9 we're hearing contradicting reports. Some say they've managed to get it in, some say we're gonna have to wait till the Note 9 to see that happen, just like we had to wait till the Note 8 to see that happen, contradicting reports of the S8, and then we didn't get it with the Note 8 either. So I don't know, hopefully, fingers crossed, they nail it next year. What else can we expect to see next
Water
year?
resistance on mid-ranges.
Water resistance
Or
on mid-ranges.
tier 2 flagships.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like
OnePlus phones.
Yeah. So that would be cool. Wireless charging support across more devices and water resistance. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe. Type-C on more phones. That's definitely something we're gonna see. We're gonna see more brands come out with stock Android phones. What else? Better cameras. I don't think we're gonna see a increase in resolution, but we might see wider apertures. Now that LG has hit 1.6, we might see other brands join suit there. And of course, price hikes. How could we forget? Apple did touch the 1 lakh mark.
Yeah.
So now Samsung is going to be pretty pissed. Samsung engineers are going to be like, or rather Samsung marketing team and all that, they're going to be sitting back and like, damn it, they actually managed to price it at 89. We thought they'd do 70 or something, and that's why we went with 60 odd for the Note 8, right? Had we known earlier, we could have priced the Note 8 at like what, 75, 80?
I don't.
Damn it.
Does
Missed
Samsung really
opportunity.
do that?
I don't know. They're going to go hashtag missed
I
opportunity.
feel it's a lot more value for money than like the Pixel 2 XL or the iPhone 10.
Note how he said Pixel 2 XL first.
I did say iPhone 10 like
Later.
the next second.
I know. It's difficult for you, okay? It's a process. I understand you're making amends. You're doing your 12 steps. He's an AA, Apple Anonymous. Okay, Appleholics Anonymous. So yeah, recovering Appleholic.
Your thoughts on Honor 7X? What's your opinion about releasing the Honor 9i and next the Honor 7X, where both are the same?
So yeah, assuming you're talking about the 7X. And they aren't exactly the same, but they are more or less. So now, see, with the 7X, all the eyes are on one thing. Pricing. If they could price it substantially lower than the 9i, or at least a bit lower than the 9i, then it might be, given that the 9i was reasonably good for the price, the 7X might just be what the doctor ordered. So it's no iPhone 10, but I just need to say that.
And moreover, the brand, 7X, 6X was a huge hit.
Yeah.
So people would obviously expecting a lot from the 7X.
Yeah, I mean the branding is very important for Huawei. That's why they've got the Nova 2i, they've got the Mate 10 Lite, they've got the Maimang 6, they've got the 9i, and now they've got kinda tinker around,
changing the camera placements and everything.
A little bit, and then the display is like 0.03.
Removing the secondary front camera.
But for the rest part, it's the same. And then one more. So the branding is important. Okay, so basically we don't have a great answer to it in case it wasn't obvious. So yeah, we are waiting to see the price. The pricing is probably going to be the major factor there.
Should OnePlus introduce some offer for recent buyers of OnePlus 5 who want to upgrade to 5T?
Hell yes. I feel that would wash some of that bad taste in the mouth away.
Especially since they promised there won't be a T model this year.
Yes, and also did mention that they couldn't put 18:9 displays on the OnePlus 5. Yes, see, your OnePlus, people defending OnePlus are gonna now jump in and say, yes, they couldn't do it for the OnePlus 5, and that's why they did it for the 5T. But here's the problem, right? You know how phone productions work? You always see Samsung's reports of manufacturing underway in December, late November, early December for a March release. Even for a brand like OnePlus, for the number of phones they sell, it's at least 3 months before the phone goes on sale. So basically, worst case scenario, it's 3 months before the phone goes on sale, which means over here, the OnePlus 5T's production should have started somewhere within a month of the 5 going live, which means the plans should have been there in place by the time the 5 was being sold. By the time they were saying we couldn't put in an 18:9 display. So it's kind of distasteful. If OnePlus could go ahead and offer tell people who bought a OnePlus 5, return your phones, pay $5,000 more, get a 5T. Yes, people would still be people would still be wasting $5,000 because they could have waited and bought a 5T instead.
So
but then
have a choice.
Yeah, so the brand takes a bit of a hit. People take a bit of a hit, $5,000, and the brand takes a $5,000 hit. They can sell it as Reeboks units at 20K, and people would obviously buy it, right? 10K lesser than the OnePlus 5T refurb unit. See, now that the pricing hasn't changed either, that did buy back a little bit of goodwill from people because, the regular conspiracy theory is that OnePlus keeps hiking prices. The T version exists so that they can hike prices. Now that they've shown that that isn't the case, at least for people who bought a OnePlus 5 in the last 1.5 months at least, if you have a valid bill of purchase for within the last 45 days or 60 days, probably you could send it back in and pick up a 5T at a 5K premium is something I think would work well, would go a long way towards earning people's goodwill. I mean, much more. I highly doubt the entire amount they spend on it would exceed what they pay, movie star for a endorsement or something. So, and I believe the goodwill they get out of it would be a lot more.
I think some brand did this like a few years back.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot which one.
I have no clue.
Like,
if you guys know, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Your thought on OnePlus 5T's face unlock security strength? Is it more secure than the fingerprint scanner?
Guess who picked this question? And guess why he picked this question?
Is it worth upgrading to 5T from OnePlus 5?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. Guys, I've been screaming this from the top of my lungs. Single generation upgrades are a no. This is like half a generation.
Mid-cycle upgrade.
It's a quarter generation upgrade.
Yeah.
So, hell no. You don't upgrade 835 to 835. I'm not going to say the next sentence because that's another question. So I'm going to shut up and I will pick up this rant once that question comes in.
Shifting update.
Okay, damn it. That was bad. I didn't see the F there. I'm sorry. House bought. We are in the process of renovation. Renovation work starts on Monday. So it's going to be a couple of months for the renovation. So we're looking at a late January, early February shift.
Can you please explain a bit about vape, like where to buy and how to choose and how to quit smoking habit? Because I want to buy it for my dad who is somewhat completing a packet of traditional cigarettes a day. Please help.
Okay, so I would suggest you start off with something called a Subbox Mini. It's like around $50. Don't buy it on Indian sites because a lot of Indian sites have it extremely overpriced. Like, what's $50 even with customs? Probably you won't get charged customs on it. Even if you do, worst case you pay like $5,000 altogether. In Indian websites they have it listed for 8.5 and 9.5. So it's ridiculous. So this is a site called fasttech.com, FASTTECH.com. They offer free shipping to India. They take a long time, at least a month and a half usually, but then just place an order, forget about it. And that is a good starter kit. And anybody who wants to quit smoking, please do. Vaping is 95% safer. It isn't a hobby that I would suggest people who don't smoke to pick up. But if you are an existing smoker, you could use it to quit and it's extremely good. The best part is there's no secondhand smoke. It's just vapor. It doesn't affect, even the 5% risks is only for yourself, not people surrounding you. So that's one good thing. So you could start off with that. There are a bunch of places that sell e-liquids, whatever you need to fill it with, and different nicotine strengths for you to get started. Reddit's a great place where they have a lot of resources on the same. So do check that out. And there are multiple communities on Facebook and stuff that are very helpful in general. Do check that out. So Subbox Mini is what I started with and what I've recommended a bunch of my friends to start with, and it's worked great for everybody. I'm a 6-year smoker who quit. I've got a couple of friends, one's a 10-year smoker, one's a 20-year smoker, and like a lot of smokes, and all these people have quit. So yeah, good luck to your dad, buddy.
Worth upgrading from OnePlus 3 to 5T?
So here's where I pick up on that rant.
When I saw this question, I was like, okay, it's a three generations apart. They are 3 generations apart, so probably worth it. And then I was like, it's 820 and 835.
So that's OnePlus. That's the magic of OnePlus. See, OnePlus 3 to 5T, I wouldn't call it as a bad upgrade. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. All right, you're looking at 820 to 835. It's like 15-point jump there. It's just 820, 35 minus 20, like 15. So that's cool. And you've got a whole second camera. So that's cool. And we've got 8 gigs of RAM now. That is cool. Looks great on paper, but in reality, I mean, you could probably OnePlus 3 is still getting the Oreo update. So you're going to be on the latest version of Android sooner or later. And by the time, Android P comes out, and the OnePlus 5 is going to get it, or the 5T is going to get it, the 3T are not going to get it, but maybe around that time, the OnePlus 6 or something comes out and you can upgrade to it. Yes, I'm not saying a total no over here, but still a single generation upgrade is not warranted. I generally don't suggest it, except
Moto G5 Plus.
Yeah, G4 Plus to G5 Plus. Generally, a big no for single gen upgrades. So 3 to 5T is still one generation. It's 820 to 835. 821 is still the same generation, so it doesn't really count. So hold on to it. I would say just wait till you probably get a OnePlus 6 or something. And guys, here's the best thing, right? You don't have to wait long. OnePlus is gonna give you a new phone in the next few months, so please wait for that.
Off topic, what do you think about the Tesla semi-truck and Tesla Roadster? Need to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, we did this question already.
I thought you were gonna leave a card. I was like, when did we make it?
See, I did it. I don't know why this question was picked a second time.
I don't know. I didn't pick this.
Software picked it is what he's going to say.
Do you think it's fair from OnePlus's end to launch a flagship every 6 months?
Yeah, so if you're wondering why are there so many OnePlus questions, the answer is when I was reading the questions, I wondered the same. Then I checked Twitter and there were a lot of OnePlus questions. So yeah, so an alternate line of thought here would be OnePlus could, instead of going with the T version, take another shot with the X variants, right? So a OnePlus X2 at this point, or again, if they want to be like Samsung and call it a OnePlus X5 or 5X or whatever it is they want to call it.
5X Pro, 5X, like what?
With a 5-inch display, maybe even a 16:9 5-inch display, 5.5-inch display, 16:9, so it's much smaller.
660.
A 660 chip, it should be cool, right? I mean, but the OnePlus 6 came with an 800, right? It wasn't a mid-range either.
OnePlus 6?
It was an 801.
OnePlus 6?
OnePlus X.
X came with 801.
Yeah, so...
Same as OnePlus 1.
Yeah, so they don't have to go... 660. They could probably go 821 or even 835. Whatever, a little...
Okay. 821 for an X device?
801 for an X device was still a flagship chip on the X device, right? So that's what the X device was.
Okay.
I don't know, as long as they release the phone and this time throw in backlit capacitive keys, that'd be awesome. So, I mean, I'd be happy. But then I feel that could be another way they could still stay relevant in news with updates and stuff. So, anywho, I think that would be better. Or at least if they could give, like what we discussed earlier, a couple of months, people who bought the phone, the OnePlus 5 in the last couple of months, if they could give them like decent exchange offers, maybe that would go a long way.
Growing your hair this time, no headache? What's the best leak you've stumbled upon for 2018?
So,
nothing yet.
Redmi Note 5.
Yeah, Redmi Note 5.
So you heard it first on C4 Tech. We said it like ages back. Redmi Note 5 will come with a 18:9 display. I mean, it sounds like, today it might not sound like much, but then when we actually came across it, it was like 3-4 months back. It was kind of unthinkable for a mid-ranger to come with an 18:9 display. That's cool.
Why in EIS the image is so cropped in so much as compared to OIS?
So that's how EIS works, buddy. So basically with EIS, it kind of gets cropped into the cropped in, and then the image is moved to make sure that what you see remains stable.
The framing is adjusted with
Yeah.
regards to the movement of your camera. Please do pin back the haircut. How is the battery life of one?
No. You can't just on questions you don't like.
Please do pin back the haircut tweet as C4
Haircut
Sundar.
tweet?
Tweet.
Can you read it again, please?
Please do pin back the haircut tweet as C4 Sundar. Hair is
You will
growing.
start again. You didn't read it properly.
Please do pin back the haircut tweet as Sundar's hair is growing.
Can you please read it again with the hashtags?
Hashtag Sundar.
Can you read it from the first?
Please do pin back the haircut tweet as Sundar's hair is growing. Hashtag Sundar /Milo/software discriminates.
You never read the C4 cache answers to begin with. Can you please read it again?
Black DP Bhanu Karthik at SBKSSHT 5 hours ago at C40 Tech hashtag Ashances. Please do pin back the haircut tweet as Sundar's hair is growing. Hashtag Sundar /Milo/software discriminates. Comment, retweet, favorite, DM.
Yeah, but here's my problem. At first you went at C4 Tech, but here you just said Sundar and not at C4 Sundar. So can you please read it with a consistent tonality once?
I give up.
So anyway, there you go. We have it pinned back again, guys. Come on, 3,000 repeats. We can get there. We can get there. And then I can make this look like this live on cam.
How's the battery life on the OnePlus 5T?
Again, you want to leak out the review. As good as the OnePlus 5, guys.
Yeah?
Almost.
Okay. Which camera do you use and also the software editor?
So the camera we use is the Sony FS7 and the A6300 from time to time. Sometimes the Galaxy Note 8.
Yeah.
And the software, again, Sundar doesn't talk about software.
Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yep.
Don't you think portrait as a feature is overrated? It's just selecting inverse of the subject and applying Gaussian blur. Anybody knowing the basics of Photoshop can do that. Thoughts?
It's about convenience. Yeah, it's about convenience, dude. Of course, you can do it on Photoshop. But then, even on Photoshop, it's time consuming, right? It's not like you can just do this. It's going to take you a few minutes to select
And moreover,
the subject, right?
I think it's not exactly the same as Gaussian blur.
Kind of.
Yeah, with portrait mode, there's this gradual blur of subject and the background. Like if something is like right behind you, it's going to be blurred a little.
Yes,
Something beyond that is going to be blurred a lot more. Like the bokeh effect will be a lot stronger.
Okay.
So that's something I've
But
noticed
the
in a lot of
effect
phones.
can still be recreated on Photoshop, but it's not just about if it can be recreated on Photoshop or not. Okay, it is about the entire process being done on a phone, as in you take the image. Okay. Rahul, you seem to be somebody who is proficient in Photoshop, maybe. So how many times have you taken your image and done all this on Photoshop and then shared it?
How often do you shoot RAW?
No, forget about shooting RAW. I'm just talking about how often do you actually do the Gaussian blur thing and share it. We do it all the time, especially on Ashan's thumbnails. All right, but yeah, but I've done it a lot more in the last couple of weeks with the Pixel 2. All right, so it's just a lot more convenient. It's not perfect, yes, and probably our Photoshop cuts aren't perfect either. But then for the most part, it works, and it's all about the convenience of how fast you're able to do those things. And so I think it's a great feature to have.
That's it.
And those are all the questions Sundar picked for today's. Okay, I picked for today's episode of Ash Answers. So if you did like
this video, give it a thumbs up.
Hated it, you can still
Don't
give it a
hate it.
thumbs up. Figure out where Sundar lives and kind of take a bat to his Jaguar or something. But then give this video a thumbs up. And of course, the hashtags to use. Milo discriminates, Sundar discriminates, software discriminates, and all that. Poor Ash is another one you could use. That's cool. Sundar the Destroyer works. And all that. You guys know, if I've left out any hashtag, let me know in the comments below. And that's pretty much it. Thanks.
If you haven't subscribed to C4 Tech yet, please do subscribe.
And
hit
if you
that
already
bell icon.
subscribed, bell icon.
Yeah.
So now, the moment we've been waiting for is the moment we leave. So Sundar's gonna leave for the moment. And once that's done, I'm gonna go and take my fist and do it like this And then this will be Shah Rukh's head. And I'm going to go like this on Shah Rukh's head. I hope the mic doesn't pick it up. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
This here is Sundar.
Oh, okay, for what? Thank you for watching. You're not even gone. See, this is the rich guy attitude. He doesn't even want to thank people for watching. This is what happens when you drive a Jag and don't let anybody else drive the Jag. Selfish.
Has it got anything to do with letting somebody else drive a Jag?
You don't even thank people for watching. Then how would you let me drive it? You know how many people told you let Ash drive the Jaguar? You don't listen to them. You don't thank them. You don't appreciate them.
I appreciate you. I thank you. Okay, yes, thanks so much for watching.
So whenever you look at my face on the thumbnail, you click. Look at his face. I don't know what to do. I don't see anything.
Alright, so
thank you for watching. That's me who said it, not him.
Me too.
Poor Ash. Okay. But he's gonna say
this is Sundar and Ash from Z4E Tech, leaving for the moment.
Guys, didn't Milo do it a lot better last week? Was there any prompting, any drama? We just said leaving for the moment. And in case you missed it, here's a clip. So now coming back, why does he have to be so dramatic?
Alright. Leaving for the moment.
Why are we leaving for the moment? You have to thank people.
I did thank people. Did I thank you already? Okay.
No.
Thank you once again.
Watching. Till next time, this here is Sundar.
With Ash. Leaving for the moment.
Have a nice day. Bye.